the Charles Daley AR-12A shotgun. First off, I'd like to state to YouTube that any disassembly in this video is for proper care, cleaning, maintenance, and safe usage. There will be no modifications or changing anything at all about this firearm. Now, like I said, this thing here, I bought a shotgun, Gforce GF25, 2 years ago. And this thing is about identical. Fixed stock with a little cheek rest that'll come up. Has a pick rail across the top, at least this one does, with flip-up polymer sights. And I'll show you in the disassembly. It's very similar, but a few things are changed on this. So I don't know if it's an improved model or not. The gun functions basically like an AR. You got your mag release there on this side. You got a 5-round clip like I showed in the other video. And this design is a little bit better than a lot of the other shotguns, but it's very difficult to disassemble this firearm. Alright, on this side you have a bolt release just like on an AR-15. You have a little safety there. This lever is used for taking the gun down. Don't fool with it. Just leave it as it is in that upward position for now. I think that it's critical. I wouldn't just fool with that right at the moment. Alright, and this shotgun does come with removable chokes. And the chokes are a Daley mobile MG1 type choke. They're about $30 a piece to buy them separately. The other gun came with a kit which had the choke tube remover, and the choke that comes in there is modified. So if you wanted to fire slugs, you'd have to get one cylinder, and the chokes cost about $30. Or you can go on eBay and find the little kits with all the chokes for about the same amount of money that are, from these shotguns. So that's one thing there. And the other tool down here is critical when we go to the disassembly, and we're going to get into that here in a minute. Okay, you could always go to my channel and search for the Gforce GF25. I have an assembly disassembly video. It'll be very similar. The only thing alright, first off, both of them have this fake tube that holds basically the handguard on. It's got ridges on the bottom, and what is different on this gun is on the GF25 there was a piece of metal that would come out, was detachable with the detent on one side. But this one, the detent is actually molded into the plastic, so that is eliminated. And as you can see, this thing is very similar to the, almost identical to the GF25. What I strongly suggest is you do remove the choke tube. You have the wrench. Clean it and put some anti-seize on there. So, because if you don't, when you go to try to pull this thing out after firing it, it'll actually get stuck in there and almost be impossible to remove. So clean it out, take the oil off. And what this is not lubricant. This is like a Cosmoline or something. So if you fire this gun with that thick gummy oil on there and heat it up and that back and forth, this will actually seize the action up. So take it apart, get either some acetone or carburetor cleaner, gun scrubber, spray it on there and wipe all this off, and then put some sort of very light, mild lubricant on this. Okay, I believe there's an O-ring in here somewhere. Once I get it apart, I'll show you the critical things to be careful of. Okay, I'm not going to show you this because to me, this, you already see I'm having trouble. You know, I'm not going to make a good video on the disassembly with the problems I got. Alright. So, what is the difference with this Charles Daley AR shotgun compared to the Gforce GF25? It's similar, it's so close to the same gun it ain't funny. Okay, these Charles Daleys were sold 5 years ago in a different configuration. Okay, the one thing is different, a little metal piece, and I'll try to put cards up that show you the videos I made disassembling the other gun. Very similar, but this one I believe has 3 ports, gas ports drilled into the barrel. The other one had 4, I believe. I'm not quite sure. But it's the same system. The piston is around the barrel. There isn't an underlug system. Well, you've seen that when I pulled it apart. It's kind of reliable, but it's really a pain to disassemble. Because once you get the this part off here, you have to take that nut off. And you, one tip, remove the bolt handle before you loosen it, because something about when you have to pull it back to line it up, if you take the nut off and try to do it afterwards like the instruction says, it won't work. Pull it off and then slide everything out, and it's still, it comes out as one unit. And this here is a lever for your feed. There's a plastic feed ramp. And what you do is once you pull this back and twist this lever down, it drops that plastic feed ramp out of the way. So when you pull the barrel and bolt assembly out, you don't hit it. And when you put it back and get it tightened down, you have to put it up. Now you got to be careful with that, because my friend has something similar to this, and I believe he may have broken his feed ramp for some reason. I have to look at that for him. And also, this belongs to a friend of mine. He got this and he wanted me to check it out and make sure it functioned for him and that. And also another thing about this, quality control on these guns suck. Where the gas ports were, there were burrs inside the barrel, and they were shaving off plastic. That's where I found all these little bits of plastic in the rings that go down the gas rings around the barrel, the metal parts. So I went and I run a shotgun barrel hone in there. After I sprayed them out, tried to clean them out, number 43 drill, got the gunk out of them, ran home to knock the burrs off, and then tried cleaning it out again. Hopefully that'll be take care of that. But what was happening is there was bits of plastic in between them two moving parts, or the piston, and the more you shoot it, the more it'll shave off till it either clogs the gas ports, or little bits of plastic are in them rings riding on the barrel, which will eventually cause malfunctions or issues. Okay, so that's why it's a good thing to learn to take these apart and kind of tune them up a little before we get going. But other than that, this model or this style of gun functioned very well. It was pretty rugged. That Gforce 25, and probably out of all of these, it's probably one of the better designs, put it to you that way, than some of the others I had, like the bullpups, and that had other weird little piston runs underneath with something else. So yeah, I say get them, because this is the cheapest one I could find on sale, 4th of July sale. My buddy got it, and I told him where to go and get it, and this was the least expensive version there. A couple other sites had them for another 20-30 units or so, you know, but this was the one. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and you know, if you're willing to work with the gun and you know that the quality on these guns is questionable, this one's not a bad one to give a try. You know, if you can work on your own firearms, you'll be able to iron out any issues with this. And it's fun to shoot, you know. So another AR style. People do like these guns. Maybe something to look into if you're interested. Alright, thank you and stay tuned.